This one's really good for scrambles. If I hug him tight enough and I keep my head there, it doesn't matter if he rolls around on me. I've still got this, and I can put my hooks in and put it back where I want. Okay? These sorts of fundamental drills might not be the coolest thing to do, but they're needed. This is what you see when you go into any national and world level club. They're working on fundamentals and making sure that they're closing up all their holes. Because that's what allows you to get through a fight when somebody's better than you and find that hole that you need to eventually finish it. Okay?
Like we were saying, guys, this is the mortar that holds the bricks together. This is the cement. You know, you don't have to give up a position to get the submission. Yep. The position always does lead to submission or pin or, you know, victory if you know how to work it. And that's what these drills do. They aren't sexy or cool. They're just necessary. Yeah. You know, and it's the better you can control position. And again, Derek and I were talking about how Chris Hecadon, you know, he just kept, you know, he says, I just make him keep leaking oil like a car, till eventually they, you know, they just stall, they die, and I end up doing something to him. Yeah. And he just kept controlling, and that's what this is. Yeah. Again, it always leads to something, submission generally for us. That's what we want to do. Yep. You either exhausted the guy enough to where it just opens up and you get something really easy on him, or you literally break the guy's spirit by just grinding him down until he basically gives up and lets you have something. That's why we really call them breakdowns more than turnovers or this or that. You are breaking him down. If you have that attitude, if you are breaking your opponent down constantly, you will. And it starts with your mental aspect of what you want to do. You want to break them down. That's what these are. They're breakdowns. Yep. And rides. You will all experience this at one point in your career if you haven't already. When you fight like this, you actually feel it go out of your opponent. You're like, oh, okay, he just gave up right there. And he might still be looking like he's fighting, but you could tell he doesn't have the will anymore. And it's this kind of stuff that does it. Okay? So, again, if you don't find it sexy, sorry, but when you're winning fights, you'll finish. Alright? Alright, grab some water and then we'll move on to throw. Focus on one of two grips, okay? Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit through, come back over on top, alright? I usually start with the seat belt, okay? Or sorry, the tight waist. Double unders, whatever the hell you want to call it. Both hands around his belt line, okay? Mostly because I'm right there and that's the closest thing to grab. You can also do the hook and the spiral. That works too. Whatever you're comfortable with, okay? From here, I almost always switch through to a seat belt. And that's one over, one under, okay? This one's really good for scrambles. If I hug him tight enough and I keep my head there, it doesn't matter if he rolls around on me. I've still got this, and I can put my hooks in and put it back where I want, okay? I can also transition from here to a choke, okay? Or here to an arm lock if I really needed to, okay? So it's a pretty well-rounded grip to use. You can do the same thing with this one too, but you have to work a little bit at it. Okay, so one of those two. Around the waistline, okay, or the seat belt. Okay, I want everybody to get used to doing that, and then we'll add the hooks to it, okay? Do you want to do it from a go behind like at the bottom? Okay,
from go behind,
escape.
And you can either do it where he's already got the ride, and the way to do that is if he's already riding me, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kick out, sit through, okay, catch, and come around. We'll go around in a little circle until I catch that switch and then sit through, okay? We can also, if you're not ready for that one yet, just do the standard. He's over like this that we always do, the Judo switch. Go ahead and sit through. There you go. So he comes up and around, okay? We've done that a million times. If you're more comfortable with that one, do that one, okay? All right, go.
constantly, unlike amateur wrestling, our goal is to control in amateur wrestling, so we don't get points for back rides, you know, getting behind them like in amateur wrestling. But so we have to make it lead to something. Right. So that's why you have to control that back and make it lead to something. So have in your mind all the time, this is going to lead to something. Even if he's, you know, beats you and you just got to scramble to get out of trouble yourself. You want to get his back, but you want it to lead to something. So control and lead to something, which would be a submission or a pin or something like that.
Control, position, submission, right? Because at the very least, if you don't have the submission, you've still got the position and the control, and that'll eventually lead to something, okay? All right, go.